you ever gone above and beyond for a homeless person? I worked the late shift at a grocery store, and every night I saw this woman Joanne sitting by the bus stop with her shopping cart full of blankets. She never begged or bothered customers, just sat there humming old songs to herself. Most people walked right past her like she was invisible. One November night, it was pouring rain, and I could see her shivering so bad her lips were turning blue. Something about watching her try to cover herself with those soaked blankets just broke my heart. Instead of walking to my car like usual, I went over and asked if she wanted to come inside and warm up while I finished closing. She looked shocked that someone was actually talking to her. Her voice was so quiet I could barely hear her say yes. I brought her to the break room and made her some hot coffee. While she warmed up, I grabbed some of the leftover sandwiches from the deli that we throw away every night anyway. That became our routine. Every night around 10:30, Joanne would come in and sit in the break room while I finished my shift. We started talking, and I found out she used to be a kindergarten teacher for 20 years before depression hit her hard. Lost her apartment, then her job, then everything else just fell apart. My 8-year-old son Tyler started asking why I was getting home later every night. I told him about Joanne, and he wanted to meet her. The next night, I brought him with me to work. Tyler was shy at first, but Joanne had this way with kids that reminded me why she was a teacher. She helped him with his math homework while I restocked shelves. After that, Tyler would beg to come to work with me just to see Joanne. She'd tell him stories and teach him card games. When I had to run errands on weekends, Joanne would watch Tyler at the store. She was better with him than most babysitters I'd hired. One night, I was running late because my car broke down. I finally got to the store around midnight expecting Tyler to be asleep in the break room. Instead, I found them at one of the tables, Joanne helping him with a school project about family trees. They both looked up and smiled when I walked in. That's when it hit me. This woman was living in a storage unit behind the store because she had nowhere else to go. Meanwhile, my landlord had been bugging me about the empty basement room in our building that nobody wanted because it was so small. I asked him if Joanne could rent it for cheap if I vouched for her. He said yes, as long as someone guaranteed the rent. I picked up extra shifts and covered her first few months. Having an actual address meant Joanne could apply for jobs again. 3 months later, she got hired as a teacher's aide at Tyler's school. Her first paycheck, she bought Tyler a brand new backpack and filled it with all the school supplies he'd need for the rest of the year. When I asked her why she did that, she just smiled and said good things come to those who wait. Tyler still calls her Grandma Jo, and she comes to our apartment for dinner every Sunday.